like I said, off camera, RJ, it's kind of crazy if you think about it that they happen to catch him right in front of the camera, which gives you a clear view of what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue, RJ.
No, as you said, so we're talking about the whether or not it's true or whether the rumors are true or not. And yeah, the fact that Newsweek hasn't been able to verify it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not true.
Yep.
But I guess time will tell.
Time will tell. We'll know very soon. I mean, will that RJ, from your perspective as a lawyer? I mean, it's not you're not gonna give any advice, but if
Right.
this is true, will they incorporate this into the case and into the uh, the prosecutor? Will they put this into the case as well?
Yeah. So as a disclaimer, always say that that I'm not an American lawyer, but law there are certain similarities. It will
Yeah.
definitely play a role, because if that is the case, then you might even argue that there was intent, or even a high level of intent, which would which would change the degree of the degree and seriousness of the crime committed. So it can definitely play a role.
Because I think they are charged. All of them are charged with second degree deletion, right?
Uh,
This in
I
that
can,
case, I
yeah,
think they are, and in that case, that would mean that this is a first degree.
yeah, which is yeah. So it's not you intended it, but let's say intent has different levels as well, right?
That is
So
true.
if
That is
you
true.
so you can intend to delete someone in a particular moment. So you start talking with each other, and then you get the intent to delete that
Yeah.
person. You can also plan ahead. Devise a plan to just to give an example. So you go to the person's house, you wait until that person's sleeping, you jump. So if you have more intent, you plan it out. So if that was the case, then definitely the charges would be
First.
heavier. Yeah,
Yeah.
even if he didn't intend to actually delete him, the fact that he intended, if they
To
can
harm
prove
him.
yeah, so if the prosecutor can prove that he intended to cause harm,
Mm.
then there's a so I don't know what the term is in American law, but there's a term that basically entails that you knew that there was a risk that
Mm.
the
It
thing,
could escalate.
yeah. So you the fact that you will say, yeah, it wasn't my intentions, would not
Make.
be sufficient to reduce your sentence,
Mm.
because it's just like if you wave a weapon and you by accident,
Pop off.
if you yeah, exactly, or harm somebody, the prosecutor will say and the judge will probably agree that the fact that you were playing around with a weapon, uh, uh, means that you also consider the possible consequences thereof, and you decided to do it anyway. So that would definitely have an influence. And the cops that because then you would have a conspiracy, right, to delete. The cops that conspired to do so would also be involved. And of course, if there were cops that weren't involved in the original plan, but were called by um, were called to assist,
Mhm.
they wouldn't be well. They would still be conspiring, because you could clearly see that they were holding him up. So in order to let the big one, the big one throw the haymakers, but it would be a different level of conspiracy for sure.
Okay. Okay. So guys, last time around we talked about. Um, I think we talked about the 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 cops. Well, I think we didn't name them last time around. These are the cops. We have the Darius Bean Demetrius Haley, Emmett, I think inspired by Emmett Smith, maybe. I don't know. Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith. We took a look at the video again just to verify if, because it is said that Demetrius Haley, so it's the second one in the sequence here. Demetrius Haley is the one whose ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, baby mama, was having relations with uh, with Tyree.
Yeah.
And we just to verify if we could see um suspicious actions by him, to see if he was the one throwing the haymakers. Because guys, as we described in the last show, take a look at it. They were throwing haymakers. The person who was this some and I think it's Emmett. So basically, it was Emmett who was throwing the.
Seems
the
like
hay-
it. It's
Seems like it.
difficult because it's dark, and you have to try to reconstruct the scene with different by using different angles, different camera angles. So, but it does seem like from what we gathered, he's the tallest one,
Yeah.
the biggest one, and from a
And
street
the
camera,
dark.
from a
Uh,
from the from the camera, from a street camera, you could see that the biggest one. So because it's from a distance, that camera is from a distance, is recording the incident from a distance. But it seemed like it was the biggest one that was throwing the punches,
the
the
haymaker.
haymakers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the camera what we are talking about. We're not gonna play the video because we're not trying to get censored over here.
yeah,
But basically, this is the angle which by it's like I said off camera, RJ. It's kind of crazy if you think about it that they happen to catch him right in front of the camera, which gives you a clear view of what was happening. Even if these guys had their, which they didn't have, the body cam off, you could clearly see who was throwing, or at least see what kind of beating they were handing to the guy.
yeah.